Hey, this is Danny from Scare Talk. Before we get into all the horror greatness, I gotta let you know about Anchor. Anchor is the host site that we use to record our podcast. Anchor will upload your podcast to Apple and Spotify and many other listening platforms. Anchor is completely free, and you can download the app or go to the website, anchor.fm, and you can record straight on there. There's also some cool editing tools that you can use. Did I mention that it's free? Yeah, so if you want to make a podcast, Anchor is the way to go. Go check it out. Now, for the spooky stuff.
Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
Okay, this is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I am here with the spectacular man, Joel.
Oh, man. Hey, guys, what's up?
All right, so this is our final Halloween film in the franchise, and it is Halloween, and it came out in 2018.
Yep.
So we're going to call it Halloween 2018.
Yeah. It has been quite a ride.
It's not Halloween 2.
It is not.
Which is what it
Halloween
is.
1.5.
It is. In the timeline, it's supposed to be Halloween 2.
Yeah.
But it's Halloween 40 years later.
Yeah.
But it's not H4O.
I was just about to say that would have been a pretty cool go off of H2O, which was 20 years. H4O.
Yeah. We'll have a H6O coming up. They'll be in their 80s.
20, yeah, I know. It's all at a retirement home.
All right, so who's in this one?
Okay, this one stars the great Jamie Lee Curtis. You know her from the Halloween movies as Laurie. She comes back. She was in Prom Night, Trading Places, and True Lies. Mm-hmm. We also have Judy Greer, who is her daughter in this, and she was in the Carrie remake, as well as the show Archer. She's the main character in that. Main character in that, and Ant-Man.
Okay.
And then I wasn't sure exactly who to put for this, so I just went with Will Patton. He's Officer Hawkins. He's the officer in this one. He was in Armageddon, Remember the Titans, and Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I like him. He's a good actor. This was written by 3 people. One of them is Jeff Fradley, who did 6 episodes of Vice Principals, HBO show. 3 episodes of The Righteous Gemstones, which is also HBO show. And that's really all that he's done.
Okay. And
then you got Danny McBride.
Yes. Does not fit. But...
No, it does not at all. But we're going with it. He was the creator of Eastbound and Down. Creator and writer. Creator and writer of Vice Principals. And the creator and writer of The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so that's how
those 2
connected to this.
Yeah.
I wonder where they just came in.
Yeah, no. We have an idea for a Halloween movie. I mean,
it's like Chris Rock doing
Yeah,
Saw.
exactly. I was thinking that too. Chris Rock is the writer-director of Saw now. And then you've got David Gordon Green, who directed Pineapple Express, Your Highness, and The Sitter with Jonah Hill. The Sitter was a comedy.
I think I saw that one.
Yeah, it's not a very good one.
No,
but,
okay.
Yeah. But I like Pineapple Express a lot. And it's, none of these 3 writers fit the Halloween series whatsoever, but we're going with it. And it was also directed by David Gordon Green as well. And he directed Pineapple Express, Your Highness, and The Sitter. For writing, he wrote not a whole lot, honestly. He wrote a movie called Undertow, did a screenplay for that back in 2004. A movie called Snow Angels, which I'm pretty sure we had it on his video. In 2007, he did a screenplay for that. And Prince Avalanche. So, which I think is Paul Rudd, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah. So, yeah. He directed those the Pineapple Express. And
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right.
I just switched those, apparently. So...
All right, so this one is about Laurie Strode. She confronts her longtime foe, Michael Myers, the masked figure who has haunted her since she narrowly escaped his killing spree on Halloween night 4 decades ago. She is really holding on to this grudge.
She really is. It's time to let some stuff go, bro.
All right, so this one had a lot of hype. When it first came out.
It did.
A lot of hype. I remember it was like screened. We saw like a lot of reviews, and it was really talked highly of when it before it was released. And then when it came out, I saw a lot of positive reviews, and I think those have kind of died down now. I think people have kind of chilled out.
It's been a couple years.
Yeah. And, people are getting more back to reality on where this actually lies in the grand scheme of things. But anyways, so let's talk about your positives.
All right. So my positives for this, I would say the acting. The acting is it's a million times better than the majority of the Halloween movies that we've gotten thus far. I would say some of the kill scenes. I did enjoy some of the kill scenes in this one as well. I just watched this the other day. I'm trying to remember exactly. But the kill scenes were good. I liked the theme. The theme music in this was good too. Yeah. One of my favorites of the series. Yeah. was definitely. In this one. Let's see here. Laurie as a character in this movie, I'm going to say is neutral. Okay. She has her positives, but she has her negatives as well. And I wasn't the biggest fan of hers for the first, at least the first half of this movie. Yeah. I did not really like her character very much. And that kind of brought it down a little bit for me.
Okay. You think she is just too overdone, like too much?
Yeah. I mean, he was locked away for 40 years. Yeah. And the way that her daughter was describing like her childhood and stuff like that, I understand for the first couple years you're kind of, you're not sure what's going to happen. Like this guy killed like 3 of her friends. Yeah. So I understand that there's going to be some trauma in that, but she booby trapped her house. Yeah. For something that may or may not even happen. Yeah. Like I don't know. It was 40 years. Like after a certain amount of time, it's time to let some stuff go. Yeah. Like he's locked in there. He's not going anywhere. I mean, obviously he does. He gets out after 40 years. But I don't know. I feel like she shouldn't have had an entire house like ready to go just in case. Right. He shows up 4 decades later. Like I don't know. So yeah. So the first half of the movie, I didn't really care for her character, but it definitely did grow on me after a while. And once he escapes, obviously, it's necessary. She's necessary after that. But it's I don't know. Leading up to that point, it's after 4 decades, it's enough's enough at that point. Like it's, I don't know. Right. It ended up being necessary, but it didn't have to go that far. Right. With her character.
I agree.
So yeah, that was more of a neutral for me, not a positive or negative really. So but yeah, that's the majority of mine, I think.
Okay. That I have. What do you think of Michael?
I like Michael. He was one of my favorite Michaels that we've had in the series. Yeah.
He's a positive for me.
Yeah. Yeah, he is, yeah.
Positive. That's pretty much how I kind of judge a Halloween movie.
Based on how Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's like got the original Michael look and acting, then it's probably going to be good. And if the mask is good.
Yeah.
So this mask, awesome. Really, really good.
Yeah.
I like this mask a lot.
I think Laurie did good. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Good acting. I do see what you're saying. It's a little over the top. She's like Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And like, what ego? You know, like, why do you think he's going to come after you?
Yeah, exactly. They're not related. Yeah, they're not related. There's no reason for him to come back to get you. Maybe to finish off the job or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, he probably would have left her alone. Like, it's, he had no reason after 40 years to go back and finish the job. But she's the one that attacked him first.
Right.
So it's like, obviously he's a serial killer. He needs to go. but he was probably going to leave her alone. Like, there's no reason. I mean, I can see him going back to Haddonfield because that's his home.
Yeah.
But there was no reason for him to go after her or her family.
Yeah.
There was no reason.
Yeah.
For
Well, he was just
he
went back there, and then he was like killing people, and then his Laurie's granddaughter got away, so he was chasing her down.
Yeah.
And that's how he ended up at the house, Laurie's house, not necessarily looking for her.
Yeah.
So that's debatable, if he was actually looking for her or not. But the fact that she thought that he was still going to come after her 40 years later.
Yeah.
This is like, who do you think you are?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, anyways, opening scene where those podcasters go to the asylum or whatever
To see him, yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
I like that scene. Yeah.
Like the tension was, man, it was just intense. Loved it.
Yeah.
The kills were good. Some of them were like a little boring, but were like callbacks to the original or other films. Like the bathroom scene was a callback to the H2O bathroom scene.
Yeah.
Which, I like those little Easter eggs, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I did like the babysitter, the one who ended up getting killed. Yeah. I liked her a lot. She was, as far as the babysitters in these movies, she was probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite.
Yeah, she had like a cool little relationship with the little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't in the movie that long.
No, she wasn't. But, yeah.
The score, awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite other than probably the original. I could put these as a tie, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
I actually have the soundtrack downloaded on my phone.
Nice. Nice.
I just drive around listening to it.
Just listening to blasting the Halloween theme music.
Yeah, or not even just the theme, like
just the music,
just
score
all
in general.
Yeah. Just all of it.
Like, I know what happens in this scene.
Yeah, I could just play the score and know what's happening in my mind. All right. So let's talk about what we hate about this movie.
Strong words. Well, I don't hate anything really about this movie. Some of the dialogue you could tell was Danny McBride. There's one character in particular, the dad, who I think Danny McBride just wrote that character. Like, yeah. Every line was just like a little ridiculous and a little over the top.
Yeah,
for a horror movie, not for a cheesy comedy or something.
Yeah.
Not one of his movies, but for a horror movie, yeah, I don't know. And I'm not sure what's going to happen with the next movies because he's still a writer,
right?
But that character's dead.
Yeah,
so it's like he's got to find another character to write for. But
well, I think he wrote for that scene with the babysitter and the little boy too, because that little boy was some comedy.
Oh yeah,
as well. So I think some of that stuff he was also involved in. But yeah.
So some of the dialogue in the movie did not fit a Halloween horror movie to me. I really don't have too many negatives on this movie. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. And yeah, besides some of the dialogue, I really can't think of much else really to say. Like, I do like the story. He comes back after 40 years.
Yeah.
I like the acting. Pretty much everything about this movie I enjoy.
Yeah.
So I think it's just some of, not even a lot, but just some of the dialogue was a little over the top.
Okay. Yeah, I will agree with that. I think some of the comedy was not necessary. I think it takes away from the horror of it. Like, the dad that you're talking about, like his line with, there's peanut butter on my penis. Like, that line I'm okay with because it was funny in that moment and wasn't an intense scene. You know? Like, that's okay because it's like, that's funny.
Yeah.
But then when you throw in, like, that little boy and the babysitter was serious, but the little boy kind of had his one-liners. Yeah. And then Michael shows up, and then he still kind of has one-liners, and it kind of takes away from that scene where Michael is killing people, and then you got this little boy making jokes. Yeah. And so that is a negative for me. Comedy was in it, but not placed very well.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that would be a big one. I mean, little kids a lot of the time they don't really grasp what death really is. So he may have been, it may have been just a joke. People are dying, but but to him it's just it's a Halloween prank, right?
The story with the granddaughter and her boyfriend, that was not needed or necessary, or didn't really do anything for the movie. The only thing it did was he threw her phone in like a bowl of punch or something, bowl of dip or whatever, and so then she was not able to access her phone, and she walked home. So I mean, I guess that put her in the position for Michael to find her.
She could have dropped it and broken it. Like, in different ways. She could have been a number of ways that she could have broken her phone.
And like the boyfriend didn't even die or anything. So I don't know.
Hey, you still got 2 more movies to finish that off.
Right. So that could just be a setup for future movies. Yeah. I thought the ending was kind of lame.
They just burn the house.
Just getting burnt in the house, and he's already died that way.
Yeah.
Being burned alive. The fact that none of the 3 girls died, thought at least one of them should have died to make it a little more impactful. But the fact that all 3 of them escaped, I thought that was kind of lame. That someone needed to die.
Yeah, and I really think that, I think I've said this before, but have a compelling 3rd chapter in this would be to have Laurie actually get killed at the end of the 2nd one, and maybe have her granddaughter be the one that takes out Michael Myers. Yeah. Not her daughter. I don't like that character very much. I like the granddaughter. I liked her character in this. And if any of the 2, if they kill off Laurie, if any of the 2 are going to be the one that did it, it would be her. Yeah. I could see her doing it before her mom. Right. And I just think that would be since it's going to be back to back. So basically how those types of movies go is there's no ending. It just cuts off immediately. Yeah. And then you're left with another year to wonder what's going to happen. Yeah. So to have her get killed off and then black and then just like fade to black at that point,
that would be compelling. Like, what's going to happen now? Yeah. Like, this is Halloween. What do we do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's going to make a lot of people mad.
Oh yeah.
But it would just be a really good way to step into the 3rd movie.
Yeah. See, I think that would work well if the 3rd movie, if it was like a season of a show. But let's say she gets killed in the 2nd movie. Yeah. A year later, there's trailers for the 3rd movie. Now, let's say I'm just someone who casually likes horror movies here and there. Yeah. If I see now this trailer and I'm not remembering that there were other movies, the other 2, I'm just seeing this trailer and there's no Jamie Lee Curtis, am I going to go see it?
Maybe they'll show her in flashbacks.
Okay.
Show her character flashbacks.
Yeah.
You're gonna make the people that know the story angry because they're like, okay, well, she is coming back, I guess.
Yeah.
But so I mean, at that point, I don't really think that you're trying to sell the movie to people that don't know the story.
Yeah.
At least this particular timeline of the story.
I guess so.
Especially when you're at the third movie.
Yeah.
You're not going to just jump into how Halloween ends without knowing, because that'll be the fourth movie in this series.
Right. That's true.
If you're taking Halloween, the original, and going with it. So
it'd kind of be like jumping into, I don't know, one of the Star Wars movies, or something that has the ongoing storyline that you really need to know. Mm-hmm.
In order to fully appreciate the story, in order to like not be confused the entire time. Although I don't think these movies aren't very confusing in the first place.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at that point, I don't think that they're really caring about those particular people that watch those previews. Mm-hmm. At least I don't know. I haven't seen the trailers yet. They don't have any. They don't even have any for this movie for Halloween Kills yet, besides the teaser trailer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see. Well, we won't see you anytime soon, but
not for another year.
We will see eventually, hopefully. All right. So now that we've gotten our analysis done, let's start giving some grades.
All right.
What do you think?
So for me, I really enjoyed this movie. I am going to give it a 90.
90?
90, yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's high.
I gave the first one a 95.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give this one an 85.
85. All
85.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
It's not too far down from
No.
from my 90.
Yeah. I just can't imagine 90.
Yeah. It gets an A.
That's a bold number there.
It is. Because I mean, the worst part to me was some of the dialogue.
Yeah.
That's not even like the writing was good. It's just some of the lines were not necessary, and that's really my biggest negative that I had for it. So.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, you can always look like, oh, I wish they would have done that or done that, or whatever. But there's no like plot holes. There's no, bad acting really.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
can't really complain about it. All right, so our next episode is going to be the ranking episode.
Oh man,
yes, and we will have Katrina in for that one.
Yeah.
She has a very, very different take. She likes different things about these movies.
Man.
And
can't wait
probably
to hear
the most. Halloween fans or horror fans, get ready for that because you're probably not going to like it. All right. Well, go find us on Facebook at Scare Talk Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Scare Talk Pod. And you can listen to us wherever you want, whenever you want. And this has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let peanut butter bite.